Hey, Browns fans, Bears fans, and Burnouts. This is your main man, J-Rex, here with my main man, B-Weird. What's going on, brother? How you doing this evening?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm sitting here next to you, actually.
I know, it's crazy. We're actually, in the flesh tonight and, in person and,
in the studio.
Right, we're in the studio. We're actually, recording live, together. We wrote the episode together,
I'm in the King's quarters right now.
Well, the
Captain's chambers?
No, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck you call it. I don't like the term man cave. It's creepy. I don't know. My
new gender neutral room.
My man. I have no idea. I'm tongue twisted on it.
We'll get back to you guys next week with a name for this room.
Yeah, that's the homework. Going forward. All right. So. Oh man.
I'll be busting his balls for the next few days here.
Right.
I like it.
So we're here in Florida, everyone, for who you don't know, and we're going to be doing a special show for 420. It's not going to be live for you guys, but we're going to be celebrating at 420 and recording our episode at 420.
Maybe we can record live and have it going live on Discord at the same time, actually.
We'll have to get back to you guys on that. That's a potential idea.
We could do that, though,
okay.
I think.
All right. So then maybe we'll get back to you guys on that and let you guys know what's going to happen with that and everything and all that good shit. So, that's definitely a good idea. I dig that. All right.
Let's dive into the Browns.
Okay. So it's been a big week for the Browns. I mean, a lot of shit.
First, wait, can I first, let me talk about this first for 1 second. So this week, J-Rex busted his knee earlier in the week, which is what initially we pushed back recording. So today I drove down here. Now my knee is also busted up. But that night he said, maybe this is a blessing in disguise. Maybe the Browns will sign Jadeveon Clowney and we'll have something to talk about. Literally woke up the next day to the Browns signed Jadeveon Clowney.
I know. It's crazy. I mean, it's nuts. I mean, the Browns are a destination now. People want to go and play for the Browns. The culture's completely changed. They've become
the culture's back.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, I've never seen the Browns like this in my lifetime, where the Browns are getting top tier talent and are able to do things that they're able to do. And I'm shocked. And he's a great, he's got a lot to prove. He's on a $10 million prove it deal. That's what he has.
I like what he said too, that maybe he won't get double teamed as often.
I can tell him that he's not going to get double teamed as often.
Right? It's got to free him or Miles up.
Right. Well, with that being said, does this help Miles?
Absolutely.
So what do you think of them?
Miles is Defensive Player of the Year next year.
You're calling it? You're calling your shot?
Yep.
Okay. So write it down, folks. Book it. Miles Garrett is Defensive Player of the Year. Yep. So who?
I said that a few weeks ago. If he got help on the other side, that it was his turn to step up. Just like Khalil Mack and Aaron Donald, this year would be his year to step up.
Right. Okay. So think about it too. They have Tack McKinley to plug in with Jadeveon Clowney. So he's not going to take nearly the workload that he normally would have for a different team. He's not going to have to play nearly as much because they have another good player behind him. So potentially he couldn't get it nearly as injured, correct?
Yeah.
Am I wrong about that?
No.
I mean, I think this is on...
Him and Miles both should have great years.
So the Browns are now favorites to win the AFC?
I think so. They should be.
So
I guess, okay, no, I should take that back. The Chiefs still should be until they're dethroned. I think that's fair. That said, I do think that the Browns made every move that they needed to make this offseason to put themselves above the Chiefs.
Well, I think the question is the Browns defense made enough of a leap to be able to have the team in general match up with the Chiefs?
Yeah. It's not even about matching up. It's about stopping a couple of spots on the field.
Well, they almost beat the Chiefs with a garbage defense this past season, right?
They now have one of the best pass rushes in the NFL.
Combined with arguably one of the best secondaries on paper.
I mean, in Jadeveon Clowney, he even considers himself a rush stopper, not even a pass pass rusher.
Well, he's going to have plenty of opportunities opposite Myles Garrett. I can tell you that much.
Either way, they're going to cause some mayhem.
So they got Sheldon Richardson, that other guy that they signed from the Eagles. I can't remember his name. And then they have Jadeveon Clowney and Myles fucking Garrett. I mean, that has to be one of the best defensive lines in football with Tack McKinley coming out behind Jadeveon.
Yeah, it's got to be. And, I mean, if you look at the game last year in the playoffs against the Chiefs, we almost destroyed them already.
So, you know who's probably really upset today? Or this past week, I should say? Lamar Jackson.
I was going to say Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah, but Lamar Jackson's probably more upset than Ben Roethlisberger because Ben Roethlisberger knows he's cooked. Lamar Jackson has a shot, and if the Browns
can at least run away,
yeah, it's going to be interesting. I don't know.
I like where our team's at right now.
I know, I do too. I mean, I definitely think we're favorites to win the AFC North. If we're going to win the AFC in general, I don't know. Probably on paper, we have one of the best defenses. You know, we'll have to see how it plays out. But I can tell you this much. There's no excuses for Joe Woods this season.
No,
none.
I mean, everything can change in the blink of an eye in any organization, in any league, any team, whatever. But that said, you know, as it sits right now, yeah, no excuses.
Yeah, I mean, he can play his 4-2-5. They have the weapons to play their 4-2-5. And everyone, B Weird is laughing at me right now because I spelled beer on the script bear.
That's not why I'm laughing. I'm laughing because it would be so much funnier
if I had read bear instead of beer.
If that's what they actually tried to do.
They shotgunned a bear.
Like, you know, not like actually killed one, but like, you know, like
try to chug a bear.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, I think the bear would probably claw them to death.
Most likely, yeah.
All right. Well, getting back to being more professional on something, because I'm stoned and I'm writing a script and I didn't necessarily catch the spelling mistake.
No, it's my fault there. It's my fault.
All right. And the unprofessionalism that is our podcast, because we all know that stoners are unprofessional. With that being,
I hope that you guys won't have it any other way.
Right. Exactly. All right.
Getting back into the draft.
Right. So, I mean, a couple of things are going on here. So Baker Mayfield got a great birthday present with Jadeveon Clowney because they literally signed Jadeveon Clowney on Baker Mayfield's birthday. Shout out to Baker Mayfield. Him and Emily shotgunned a beer, not a bear, on his Instagram.
And they didn't get fired.
No. So it's okay to shotgun a beer if you're doing it with your wife on Instagram.
Just not with strippers and playing poker.
And smoking blunts.
And
Paul Pierce, dude, you never got back to us.
Right, you're still welcome. I'm here too now.
Right. Shabbat is coming up, folks. Like, hit us up. All right. Okay. So, shout out to Baker Mayfield on his birthday.
All right. Who do we draft now?
I have no idea. Whoever's there. Who's the best player?
Are you switching over to that side?
No. I'm saying I think there's a strong chance of them taking a wide receiver still because that could potentially be the best position on the board at the time when they're drafting. That's what I'm saying.
That's fair. I don't know if one of those real good receivers falls all the way down to us, but if they do, I'm all for it, I guess, to some extent. At the same rate, though, I still think best possible player is still the way to go.
Here's another possible scenario I think that could happen. At this point, I could see them trading up, maybe even to the top 10 to try and take Horn or somebody like that, a top corner, and get a real premier talent, someone who can start. I could definitely see that.
Maybe. But...
I mean, but can you imagine if Andrew Berry traded up into the top 10 and make a big splash at cornerback? I mean, that'd be like the story of the year. The Browns not only have this gigantic offseason, they trade up into the top 10 and they get a cornerback.
It'd be the icing on the cake.
It would be, wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
I mean, that would just be the chef's kiss.
It would.
I mean, that's how I feel about the Browns offseason. Am I wrong?
No, I'm right there with you.
It's like a chef's kiss.
And let me... Sorry, we were transitioning into the
Bears. Yeah, because that makes me want to vomit all over the place.
Oh, on that note, the Bears. What the fuck are you guys doing? They lost Cordell Patterson to the Falcons. That's a big blow for the offense and the special teams, and just like the locker room presence in general. I mean, he's a good, fun guy, great teammate. Everybody seems to like him. And on top of that, he helps you in 2 of the 3 aspects of the game. And on top of that, on one of those, the offense, he can come out of the backfield. He can line up in the slot. He can line up out wide. You can put him anywhere. He'll be a great weapon for Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan.
Yeah, he went to the Falcons.
Oh, Matt Ryan. I thought he was like. I was like, wait. I got confused.
Yeah, he's gonna be a great weapon for Matt Ryan.
Yeah, he is. They lost like their equivalent of like Josh Cribbs, man.
Yeah,
that's what they lost.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it was like it's stupid. And Josh Cribbs spent his whole career with Cleveland because he was that good.
Yeah, it's been a terrible offseason for the Bears so far. Literally nothing has went right.
If there's any team that's off-season was the opposite of the Browns, I'd have to say it's the Bears.
Yeah, it really has been. That said, there has been some talk or maybe just rumors or whatever pre-draft bullshit of them trading up, possibly take like Justin Fields or something. I'm all for that.
They need to do that. They need to do that right now. That's like the best. Justin Fields is the second best quarterback in this draft, and I think ESPN is a bunch of dopes, fucking morons.
I have seen Justin Fields getting a ton of love on ESPN this week, and obviously we've been giving him a ton of love for about 2 months now.
Even in the national championship game, they look like shit. He still played okay.
After that game, I said I would take him over Trevor Lawrence.
He still looked better.
I've stuck to that ever since.
Listen, I'll say this. That defense on Alabama is better than the Jacksonville Jaguars defense.
Yeah, I agree with that. And on top of that, I think that, him and Mac Jones are still the long-term plays in this draft. So I'd be okay with the Bears taking either one of them. Or you know what? I'd even be okay with them taking a fucking gamble on any of these top quarterbacks.
Trey Lance? Would you be okay with Trey Lance?
Yeah.
You would take Trey Lance?
Sure.
I mean, it's literally better than Andy Dalton. Like a dog turd is better than Andy Dalton.
Like I said last week, Andy Dalton is who I banked on the Cowboys making it to the playoffs last year with. And I think that I know. Shout out to Mrs. Rex. I'm in the house and I'm disrespecting the Eagles like that. I'm sorry, but I did pick them to win last year, and they lost it with like one possession game at the end. He has more weapons on the Bears. I said that last week, thinking that we were going to re-sign Cordell Patterson. Now Andy Dalton doesn't look as bright and shiny, even with that nice red hair.
It's just, dude, they need to fire Nagy and Pace. Do you think they're toast? Like, honestly.
I mean, I think, if they don't do anything this year, they're done.
Yeah, and they're not going to do anything this year because they fucked up the team this year.
On top of that, I think that if they're both done, chances are they blow up whatever pieces of a team they have left.
Khalil Mack to the Browns tomorrow, please. Can you imagine that?
Honestly, that'd be wonderful, but I'd rather Jadeveon Clowney prove himself this year. Like,
why do you need Khalil Mack's a defensive interior player? You can put him on the inside, and you can put Clowney on the inside. Could you imagine that? You could move them all around.
You don't have enough money for everybody.
Well, you could figure them away. Listen, if the Buccaneers can build the team that they built and re-sign everybody, I'm sure the Browns could figure out a way to make that work.
I don't know. That's living in a fantasy world either way.
I'm gonna dream, baby. Let me dream.
I'm just gonna hope both teams are decent at some point.
Listen.
At this point, though, my hopes for the Browns are much higher than decent, to be honest.
Listen, how old were we when the Browns left? They left in 1995, so we were 6, 7. We didn't have a team in Cleveland, so the Bears. My family's from Chicago. The Bears were my other team. Like, that's who I rooted for. Like, of course, I wanted the Bears to do well, but like, I just don't feel it. I don't feel it, man. I don't.
No, They shit the bed this offseason.
I know. They shit the bed.
Who shit the bed? It wasn't Frank. It wasn't Charlie. It wasn't Dennis. It wasn't D. It was the fucking Bears.
Listen, man, Frank always shits the bed. But besides the point. It's besides the point. Whole block the wind while I roast this bone. All right. So just moving on in general, Bears are a dumpster fire. I mean, let's call a spade a spade. Am I wrong?
No, I mean, I don't even know if I want them to trade up, to be completely honest.
I mean, that's leveraging the future on some quarterback that potentially probably couldn't be that good.
Right. Like, and what's the chances, honestly, that they even pick the right one?
Probably slim. Slim to none.
Like,
Matt, they selected Mitchell Trubisky over Patrick Mahomes.
Like, yes, I would take any of them at this point, like we just went over, but like at the same time, in reality, there's 2 or 3 that stand above the rest.
I mean, it's just garbage. Yeah, I think Justin Fields, Zach Wilson. Are you fucking kidding me? That dude has fucking Ryan Leaf printed all over his forehead. Like, get the fucking Jamarcus Russell motherfucker. Like, bust a Rama, and he's going to the Jets. How apropos is that?
And they're finally going to surround their team with weapons because that's a new concept in New York.
Right.
Sorry,
New Jersey, wherever the Meadowlands is, right. New Jersey. I know.
Yeah.
Fucking Jets. Garbage organization.
Yep.
All right. Getting into other NFL news, talking about garbage organizations.
Garbage on the East Coast.
Yeah, garbage organizations.
The Washington football team, they're considering the Warriors or the Rubies. J-Rex, thoughts?
I am so glad I am not a fan of the Washington football team. Can I be frank?
A fan of the Cleveland Indians, and you're going to have the same dilemma in a couple months.
Yeah, well, I'd much rather have the Spiders over any other name. We can argue about that at another time. I like the name Spiders.
And we will.
I like the name the Spiders. You can keep the color scheme the same, and if you make a deal with Disney, you can allow Spider-Man to be your mascot as well. So there's all kinds of things.
So fucking corny.
Who gives a shit?
And I'm a fan of all of it.
And sports are awesome and corny. And the Spiders are the original name. And it's an easy way to go back to something. And you can have Spider-Man be the mascot. But anyhow.
Topic for another day.
The Rubies suck. The Warriors. I mean, the Warriors the better of the two options. But then you get into like, the Golden State Warriors and everything like that. I don't know.
They both kind of suck to me.
Yeah, to be honest. TBH.
Like,
how about like,
I don't know. I like what you were saying before we were recording here. Like the Senators,
the
Capitals, or whatever.
Yeah,
Nationals,
well, the team,
all something like that.
Right? Yeah, all your teams are the Nationals and the Capitals, and like, or if you wanted to go off the Wizards, you could be the Washington Mages.
Maybe like the Capital Raiders,
or the Knights. You could be the Knights, the Washington Knights.
That was a good
one.
Wait.
What did you say?
They could be the Capital Raiders.
Oh, the January 6th Raiders. Sorry, I cut you off. I didn't hear what you said.
That's okay. Right.
the Capital Raiders. That'd be if the Las Vegas Raiders. Why wouldn't you go? You could go with the Knights or
there's tons of names. You don't need to pick one that's already out there.
Yeah,
and you don't need to pick a gemstone either.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, the Knights is cool because you have the Wizards. So you have the Wizards and the Knights. Yeah, that's kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
Or you could do the Senators and the Nationals and the Capitals.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool, too. I mean, you got options. Just be better than that. Or you could even do the Presidents.
Just be a little bit creative.
Jesus, Rubies. What the fuck? Because they wear red jerseys? Fucking. Why don't you call yourselves the Scarlets? Right? That sounds better than the Rubies. The Washington Scarlets.
Honestly, those colors are for the Washington Redskins.
Yeah, I know. It's because you had the name was Redskins.
Right, like those colors are very specific.
Right. It's just fucking Dan Snyder's a dipshit.
So, I don't know. Moving on, though, from that
dumbass. Some other dumbass out there. Let's get into fucking dumbass Deshaun fucking Watson. That schmuck.
One of the ladies dropped the case because of privacy and security concerns. I haven't really seen too much. Honestly, I've been on the beach for the last couple of days, so I haven't really watched too much news or anything. Have you seen anything more recent?
No, that's about it. He's a dumbass. He's a piece of shit. I've read more accounts and stuff from women, and if what they're saying is true, he should not play in the NFL. He's an asshole, and I hope he gets sued for all the money he's worth.
I concur.
Fuck Deshaun Watson. And there's a time I want him to be the Bears quarterback. Thank you, Houston Texans.
Right.
Thank you very much.
That would have been such a bigger fucking thing if he was in Chicago.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, how stupid is Houston for not trading his bitch ass?
They're very stupid.
Very stupid.
But that's
Let's get in another idiot. You want to talk about another moron? We're on Moron Street, right?
Donald got accused of assault.
Yeah.
I didn't really see any details.
I didn't either. I just saw the pictures of the guy get his face bashed in.
More than I saw.
Yeah.
But doesn't sound good then from just that alone.
Yeah. He's a fucking idiot. It's stupid. You're a professional athlete. Some guy punched Myles Garrett. No, I know the thing happened with, Mason Rudolph, which is horrible. But some guy, a regular citizen, punched Myles Garrett in the face and he didn't even do anything. He was just like, and the guy got arrested and got charges and stuff.
That guy's lucky that Myles didn't go Super Saiyan and whoop his ass.
Yeah, I know, man. But I mean, Myles had the incident with, with Rudolph, but he's been a pretty model citizen after that.
Yeah. No, he was even up for the Walter Payton Man of the Year award.
Yeah, he's a good dude. He's a good dude. All right. Getting into other good dudes, since we were talking about another good dude. Julian Edelman retired. For everyone who doesn't know that, I, Jay Rex, am a Kent State alumni, and I actually had classes with Julian Edelman at one point when I was in college, which is crazy to think about who he was when I knew him. I didn't talk to him or anything, but I saw him. So, but it's just nuts. With that being said, is he the greatest alumni of Kent State to play in the NFL of all time? I mean, there's a lot of I don't think you fully realized how many great players there were that played for Kent State.
I didn't realize before we talked about this.
Yeah, so let's just read through them: Antonio Gates, James Harrison, Jack Lambert, Josh Cribbs.
So out of that list,
yeah,
I'm putting him third
behind Jack Lambert and Antonio Gates.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's fair. I'd probably put him second behind Jack Lambert. I say this for one reason. Antonio Gates was an incredible tight end and a Hall of Famer and everything. But Julian Edelman won 3 Super Bowls and was in Super Bowl MVP and everything. And
Antonio Gates held the single season record for touchdowns, I believe.
Yeah, he did. As a tight end, I think. Yeah, he did. He's an incredible talent. It's tough. Maybe I tie him. Antonio Gates and Julian Edelman tied it too. Jack Lambert's the greatest, and he's a Steeler, and I hate it.
For one, you have Drew Brees and Phillip Rivers throwing to you, and the other one you have Tom Brady your whole career. I mean, you can't really complain for any of them. I don't know.
Jack Lambert's definitely probably the best one, and he was a Steeler, and I hate it, but he was probably definitely the best Kent State alumni. But Cribbs is up there. I hate James Harrison. He's a punk.
Yeah, he is.
And I know people think he's a great player, but I think he's a piece of shit, and I hate him.
I mean, the most notable alumni out of there as far as football general talent goes is Nick Saban.
Yeah, so Nick Saban and Lou Holtz both went to Kent State as well, if people didn't know that. Just a lot of football talent in general has come out of Kent State in the last, 40, 50 years, so.
A little bit longer than that at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, I don't know when Lou Holtz graduated from college, but more bad news for the Steelers. James Conner is gone. He is now an Arizona Cardinal. Yay. Right. And I got into an argument, with my cousin about this. Shout out to Jay Willie. He thinks, he's a Maryland alumni, so he thinks Anthony McFarland Jr. is going to be a stud for them because he ran all over Ohio State one game and ran for 1,000 yards as Maryland. Right? An owl? Who the hell is this guy? I've never even heard of him. He rushed for 200 yards against Ohio State, and I never even heard of this dude. Apparently, he's a 7th round.
Literally means nothing to me.
Yeah. So, And he's got to play against Jave and Clowney. God bless.
Have fun, Anthony McFarland Jr.
All right. Fun. So let's get into. You want to move on, or ready?
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk a little baseball since that's what's going on.
Yeah, you've been doing baseball homework this week. Right?
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of baseball. So the Indians, Mrs. Rex, shout out to Mrs. Rex, bought us the MLB package. So I've been watching a lot of baseball.
Hell yeah!
So watching the Indians, they had a no-hitter last night against Rondon. Oh, man, it sucks. I hate it. But they came back strong today, and they won 4-2, and they split the series with the White Sox. So
Cousin Peen, shout out. He was at Game 1. Shout out to Cousin
Good
Peen.
luck, Cousin Peen. Hope you're doing well. So, I mean, they split the series with the White Sox. I fucking hate the White Sox. Fuck you, White Sox. I mean, I'm a Cubs and an Indians fan. I don't think there's a team I hate more.
Episode 1.
Yeah, that I hate more in baseball besides the Yankees and the White Sox. Fuck you. I mean, and they're a good team, man. And the Indians and the White Sox, I think, are going to have a really good back and forth all season long. They're both great teams. Bieber looks unhittable so far. Just absolutely unhittable. I mean, he threw a curveball, and he just looks lights out. I mean, and this is another guy that the Indians have produced who's just an absolute beast.
How long before he's a Yankee?
Probably 3 or 4 years.
All right.
Yeah. I don't know if he'll be a Yankee. Maybe he'll go play for
I'll take the under on that.
Yeah. With that being said, he looks absolutely unhittable. The bullpen's been strong. Clowney has been lights out. The dude is gas. He throws 102 miles an hour. He should 100% be their closer over Karinchak. I like Karinchak more as a reliever. Clowney is just lights out. That's what you need. He reminds me of Mariano Rivera throwing 102, curveball down into the zone. I mean, he's just a beast. The hitting is still somewhat of a question mark, although they won 4-2 today against the Chicago White Sox. But I feel like Franmil Reyes is a really good piece for them. And he could be potentially a really good player. And he's young. He's 24, 25. So he's just hitting his stride right now as a hitter. And I saw him against the Tigers when they swept him. He basically was their offense against the Tigers when they swept him this past weekend. So
he'd be a nice piece to build around.
Yeah. I mean, is he a replacement for Frankie Lindor? I'm sorry, Francisco Lindor.
I mean, they don't play the same position, but as far as the crowd and everything.
Yeah, the catalyst, kind of a catalyst, a crowd, a super, that talent.
He should be, yeah.
Yeah. You said you saw him at a game. You saw him play once.
Yeah.
So what happened in that game?
He's very exciting. He had a home run and a double, I think.
Yeah. And he played well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a great player. He's fun. He's a funny guy to watch.
Double usually means that.
Yeah. He's fun to watch too. He's a funny guy, and he plays DH. I love it.
Yeah.
We haven't had a big bat in Cleveland in a while.
No, we haven't. So no, it's refreshing, but like I said, it'd be nice to build around, but I don't see it happening.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know what? Listen, if the Indians can keep playing like this all season, it's a long season. They came out slow, but it's all baseball's a game of hot and cold, so we'll see how it goes.
It is. It's a long year.
Yep,
it's a long year.
Long year. All right.
Concert of the week. So this week, sadly, DMX passed away. So this week we're actually going to do 2 concerts. The one is going to be DMX direct from Philly. Shout out to Mrs. Rex. Then the other one, shout out to my baby girl. It is her 10th birthday today. Will be Ben Folds live at Bonnaroo 2008. I actually went to this tour back in Cleveland at the House of Blues. It was a really good show. If you don't know who Ben Folds is, check it out. Be entertained at the least. So worth the watch. All right. Well, we got some concert of the weeks for you guys. Let's get into our strain of the week. This week's strain of the week is Galactic Candy from Grow Healthy. It is actually a great sativa strain. It's awesome for the daytime. It is a phenotype actually of Jilly Bean, which we've covered. So they have different variations of their primary strains, and these different mothers they've broken into subphenotypes and they've given different names to. So Galactic Candy is a variation on Jilly Bean.
for those of you who don't understand the genetics. So it's like a cut. Because it's a subsection of the mother. It gets its own phenotype. So that's a little science for everybody. It's one of my favorite grow healthy strains. It's awesome. Also, good news: the Florida THC cap was trashed in the last 2 weeks. They've rejected it. It's not going to pass. Thank fucking God. Our state is so stupid sometimes and such a bunch of dumbasses. Winter Soldier and Falcon and Winter Soldier. B Word is still catching up because he's been on the road.
I have to catch up on the latest episode, so we'll catch that up next week.
Yeah, we'll be at the penultimate episode, and we'll catch up on Tuesday. And then we'll be the finale the following week. So, yeah. All right.
So yeah, next week 420 show. What else?
We're gonna do some special weed segments next week, which should be fun. And then the draft, which B Word will be in attendance at in Cleveland.
I'm going to the draft,
and he'll be
not sure if it'll be just the first or second night or just the second night. I'm not sure what I'm doing yet, but either way, I'll be there at some point. And
we'll have live. Well, it's awesome. Our first on the ground reporting, coming back, feedback, on the podcast as someone who's at the draft.
Yeah, so that'd be fun.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, happy birthday to B Word's baby girl.
Thank you.
Thank you. Shout out, 10th birthday, big deal.
It is, man. It's crazy.
Crazy shit. I remember she was born. Nuts. All right.
Get us at Twitter. On Twitter, it is at Atrocitus Rex. It is at ATROCITUSREX, and I am at B_weird1. That's spelled out ONE. Thank you, everybody. Have a great week.
Later.